Hey everybody, Brandon with Fast Data Science here, and this is a special edition of This Week in AI. I have been traveling for the last couple of weeks, was in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, now I'm in Chattanooga. That's why I've been a little bit absent over the last couple of weeks, but I have a couple of really cool articles that I want to share with you today, and so I'm deciding to do this special edition live, well-ish, if you're watching this, it's recorded, from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So I've got three articles and I'm telling you, they are hilarious. Can we really talk to animals? I mean, can AI really figure out how to talk to animals? Well, that's the first question we're going to try and answer. But then we're also going to answer a bigger issue in artificial intelligence today. And that is, what exactly is happening with the next phase of AI in our modern world, in our product spaces, in our everyday lives? And I can tell you this, there's one concept that you should keep in mind because I'm starting to see it more and more in news, and that is ambient intelligence. Yeah, I'm going to get into that. But first, let's take a look at whether or not artificial intelligence can actually learn how to talk to animals. First, there's a major assumption here that we have to identify. Can animals really talk? What we do know is that animals have a way of communication. What that communication means and how it actually happens is really kind of unknown to us. We know there's vibrations of sounds that have different meanings and so forth, but can AI actually help us learn to interpret those different vibrations or those different means of communication such that we're able to actually do something with those animals and interact with them in new ways? I mean, if you ever thought Dr. Dolittle would be AI, neither did I. Okay, cool, really interesting article. Highly recommend it. This comes from The Observer or from The Guardian, a great news source. Essentially, to me, at the end of the day, I think this just becomes a pattern matching problem. Can we match patterns with things that we think are meaningful for animal communication? But let's get to the real issue. The real issue today has to do with ambient intelligence. What is ambient intelligence? Ambient intelligence is the idea that we as users don't have to do anything in order to train artificial intelligence to do stuff for us that's helpful. Okay, so let's start with my first issue with ambient intelligence. And that is, do y'all remember whenever they first came out with self-checkout lines at grocery stores? Okay, so when they came out with self-checkout lines at grocery stores, I think even today there are still people who complain that it's just another attempt of corporate America to reduce its workforce so that they can spend less money and make more money. Yeah, profits get bigger as you hire. Look, what's the most expensive resource? The most expensive resource for any company is a human resource. And artificial intelligence is now being introduced as a solution to that. But people aren't complaining like they were whenever we had self-checkout lines. Case in point, Amazon. Amazon has built a series of stores that are completely automated. You walk into the store, you pick up a cart, you cruise around the aisles, you grab the stuff that you want, you put it in the cart. If you don't want it, you put it back. Amazon is monitoring all of this activity through sensors and cameras, and it's tracked to your Amazon account. And all you have to do is when you're ready to go, you walk right on out the store. And what happens? Your Amazon account gets charged automatically. Well, there's another company that says, look, that's cool and all. Good job, Amazon. But it's not enough. It's too expensive. You've got sensors. You've got all this equipment. You've got the need to scan. I don't know. They just say it's expensive. Well, there's another company called AI5 that is actually empowering even more regular grocery stores to use AI to automate charging customers for pulling products off the shelf and walking out the door with them. This is how it works. It uses tons of low-cost cameras, tons of computer vision models to monitor scenarios and people as they shop, pulling products off of shelves, putting them in kits, keeping track of those products and identifying those people using patterns and matching and models. And then they're able to actually calculate how much a person has essentially spent on products and can charge them automatically as they walk out the store. I mean, this is self-checkout to the nth degree. Here in this article, AI and computer vision powers growing shop and go platforms. I don't hear as many people complaining about the fact that now there's just not even a self-checkout. Now it's just walk in, walk out, and you just get automatically charged. Pretty cool concept. I like the idea. There's no question that whatever's running all those computer vision models is expensive. So is this really a better option than what Amazon's designed? I don't know. We'll have to see. This company claims that it is. They've deployed in 80 different stores across the country. So this could be coming to a store near you. All right, but we're not done with ambient intelligence, because ambient intelligence isn't just about walking into a store and not having to interact with anybody, picking your things and walking out. All right. It also includes being able to train models that just simply watch what you're doing and learn from what you're doing in order to do things for you more effectively. Case in point, iRobot. So iRobot takes ambient intelligence to the next level. My wife actually wants one of these. It's an automated robot that cleans your house. It cruises around and cleans up different dirt spots like a vacuum cleaner, but it does it on its own. But here's what's really cool about it. It has an ambient intelligence function or capability, which means that it observes where you go in space, where the people walk around. And as it observes where you walk in space, it knows where it should be cleaning. There should be dirtier and less dirtier places. So it focuses on where there's more dirty places. It's super smart. Well, Amazon is taking this to the next level by adding more ambient intelligent capabilities into more and more products. And so it's not just iRobot that's learning and training its AI based on observation, but in the future, it will be other big brother camera things watching us, learning what we do, and then taking that, building models to then help us do those things more efficiently, or even replace what we're doing so we no longer have to vacuum the house, for example. So if you hear anything in this show today, in this special edition of This Week in AI, it's ambient intelligence and how it's being infused into our everyday products and lives. Not very many people seem to be complaining about it yet because it's super helpful, but it's also not super ubiquitous. So as it starts to enter into more and more products, I see some future ethical issues coming down the pipeline. That said, some really cool ideas, very interesting interfaces between robust sort of monitoring systems coupled with data science and some deep learning that helps us to essentially learn from those observations and all of that data and then apply it to create optimizations for our lives with us just simply living them, All right, well, this show was going to be short anyways because I am extremely tired from traveling so much. I cannot wait to get home. So next week on This Week in AI, I will be back home in my home office, and I'll give you a little bit more of a detailed breakdown of some of the latest news in artificial intelligence. But for today, if you take anything away from this show, aside from the fact that I was in Puerto Vallarta having an awesome time with my brother, take away the idea that ambient intelligence may be the next wave of artificial intelligence in our consumer world. All right, everybody, thank you so much for participating, sticking with me, listening. I got to find the way to turn this off. Adios. I will see you next